For your final game as a Clemson Tiger?
Yeah, it kind of hit me a couple of days ago, and now I'm just coming out here just trying to do whatever I can to, have the good last impression of my senior season as my overall career.
I'm trying to think. What legacy do you want to leave behind? What's Robert Smith's legacy that you want to leave behind?
Well, a guy who, took what he had and just maximized everything. Maximize opportunity, his on the field and off the field. I was a guy who came in here. A lot of people didn't expect to play much, and even when it was my time, a lot of people thought maybe he wasn't ready or he's just not the guy. But I just kept focused and believed in myself and had the people behind me who supported me and just did everything I possibly could do to make the best of the opportunity.
Do you think you've made the most out of every opportunity that you've been given at Clemson?
Yeah, I've enjoyed my time at Clemson. I feel like, every day I came to work from the time I was a freshman till up until to this point, and I'm going to continue to work here and after Clemson.
What's been your favorite memory as a Clemson Tiger?
I would have to say South Carolina, just with everything but up against the wall and, everything that was on the line, and, they won it 5 years in a row. It was real good just to, have that moment, and that was our 41st win as a senior group. I will always remember that, and I know Clemson will always remember that. So that was probably one of the best memories I had since I've been to Clemson.
You guys beat LSU, you beat Ohio State. What's it like to have the opportunity to go play Oklahoma?
Oh, it's great. We've been in these games before, and, Oklahoma's a great opponent. So nothing changes at all. They got the most wins since 1946 in the country, and, they got the most 10-win seasons, and so that says a lot about their program. Outstanding program. We know a lot about them. You hear about them growing up. All the good players they had, like Adrian Peterson coming out of there, and a whole lot more.
Did you know those stats, or did Tim Bray provide those stats?
Coach Sweeney kind of spit them out, but I remember when Coach Venables came here, I kind of looked it up and saw what his background was, and he had an outstanding record while he was there from 1999 all the way until 2012, 2011, something like that. And so it was outstanding. They went to numerous national championships, and they got a lot of national championships there as well. So they got a great program and great history there. So the players got a lot to play behind.
Stefan's going to have to sit out the first half of the game. You had to do that earlier this year. Both you guys really made what's called football plays, really didn't do anything wrong. Is it kind of frustrating as a defensive player to know you guys are doing what you're supposed to do, yet the official on the field is controlling your destiny in the next game?
Yeah, it's frustrating, but we can't control officiating. That's their job, and our job is to go out there and just to play football. There's nothing much we can do, or, it can't be appealed or anything like that. So you kind of just have to face the penalty and move on. The only thing that sucks about it is, like me and Stefan, this is our senior year. And these times and, the times on the field and time to get with the team is just great memories. And, losing a quarter is a lot. It may not seem, not a quarter, but a half is a lot. It may not seem like a lot, but, being a senior and you trying to do everything you possibly can, all the hard work you put in, missing something like a half is something big. And, I know what Stefan's going to go through. It's going to be hard, just to face it. Closer to get the game day, the harder it is going to deal with it. We just got to have a great mind when he come out. He's going to do his best ability to come out and help the team.
Do you guys blame the officials a little bit because, or maybe you blame the people in charge because officials are afraid to maybe not call the call? So when they see a bang-bang play like that and it looks violent, that they just always go towards the offense instead of the defense?
They're trying to protect players even more now, with concussions and, just injuries in general. And it's a little frustrating, but, like I said, you just got to go out there and play. They face a tough challenge, too. That's a challenge you got to, throw a kid out of the game or say this kid didn't hit another kid as hard and, he's now the other kid's suffering because you didn't make the right call. So, it's a lot of pressure behind that officiating. So it's kind of subjective and opinion based, but, it's something you just have to deal with and go on and play.
Is the violence of football, is it kind of being taken out a little bit, though? Because you saw a couple NFL hits this weekend on the quarterbacks where they got hit and, they were called for personal fouls. When you looked at it, they were legal hits and it didn't look like they should have even been called for anything.
Yeah, from my opinion, just like the play I made, growing up, that's the kind of hits that, growing up they tell you to make. They tell you to do things like that. But I think, like, they're just trying to protect players more, you know, eliminate some of the head injuries and things like that. But, you know, have it got a little bit less violent? I really believe it has, you know, especially from the time since I started playing football. But, you know, it's things, you know, put in place for a reason, and it's trying just to protect players even more. Nothing you can really do. It's kind of harder on defensive players, but, you know, it's something you just got to live with. You can't change it. Nothing you can do about it but just play by the rules.
Your coach is going to go to the head of officials this year, and he's going to talk about these two plays in particular, saying that this isn't what they talked about last year when they changed the wording of the rule and the intent of the rule. Are you glad to hear your coach kind of step up, and he's not afraid, you know, even though he might get penalized, he's not afraid to step up and say, hey, hold on a second, the guys are doing it the right way, we got to change something.
Yeah, that's just Coach Sweeney. You know, he's going to go to bat for his players, especially, you know, Coach Sweeney's going to speak his mind when he thinks something is right. And, you know, in my opinion, I think nothing's wrong with that. You know, you should be able to speak your mind and actually say what you really feel, as long as it's not hurting anyone in any kind of way. But, you know, that's good for Coach Sweeney, you know, have somebody supporting you and be behind you. And, you know, even though we're not going to be here, but, you know, it can affect the players in the future.